Hi, I'm Amanda Woodall from the Chicago Department of Transportation's Complete Streets team. We're proposing a network of new bikeways in the Portage Park Community Area in 2026. This video will walk you through what's proposed. Our goal is to provide safe, family-friendly options for people to reach their local destinations through a connected network of bike routes within the neighborhood. For over 6 years, CDOT has worked successfully with Chicago communities to develop neighborhood bike networks. This includes Belmont-Cragen, just to the south of Portage Park. Portage Park is a great community for bikeways. A grid of local streets already connects residents to schools, parks, retail corridors, transit, and to the city's existing bike network. This proposal builds on those strengths to make local streets safer and more comfortable for people of all ages, no matter how they get around. A network of new bikeways is proposed for the Portage Park neighborhood in 2026. We would extend existing bike lanes on Central Avenue from Addison up to Lawrence and on Laramie Avenue from Addison up to Sunnyside, and a new bike lane will be added on Montrose Avenue from Narragansett to Central. Neighborhood greenways are also proposed on quieter residential streets. This includes Sunnyside from Narragansett to Milwaukee, Berthoud from Narragansett to Milwaukee, Melvina from Addison to Gunnison, Menard from Berthoud to Lawrence, and Long Avenue from Irving Park up to Lawrence. There is no one-size-fits-all design for Chicago's bikeways. Each is planned with consideration for the surrounding neighborhood, the width of the roadway, vehicle speeds, and more. You've probably seen on some higher traffic streets that barrier-protected bike lanes have been built. But what we're proposing for Portage Park will use a different approach. We'll use simpler upgrades to calm traffic and create lower-stress bike routes as alternatives to those busy arterial streets. This makes it easier for families and older adults in the neighborhood to bike comfortably, walk safely, and enjoy nearby destinations. It also means faster, less disruptive installations and minimal impacts on parking, if any. Most of the routes proposed for Portage Park are neighborhood greenways. There are about 85 miles of neighborhood greenways in Chicago. On these streets, we enhance safety by calming motor vehicle traffic. More robust designs include speed humps, curb extensions, and sometimes allow two-way bike travel on one-way side streets. All neighborhood greenways have enhanced signage and special pavement markings. Because streets vary in width and traffic conditions, we have 3 different basic design types for neighborhood greenways. These include marked shared lanes, contraflow bike lanes on one-way streets, and advisory bike lanes. On marked shared lanes, the marking is a bike symbol with a double chevron to remind drivers to look out for people biking. They also show cyclists where to ride to stay out of the door zone of parked cars. People biking may use the full travel lane for safety. Some greenways on one-way streets have contraflow bike lanes. These allow two-way bike travel on one-way segments. We install contraflow bike lanes to give people straightforward bike routes, and especially to help them get to safer, signalized crossings at busier streets. A bike lane is striped in yellow next to the parking lane with bike symbols and arrows pointing opposite the direction of vehicle traffic. For drivers, the street still operates like any other one-way. You drive and park in the same direction required for vehicles. You may cross the bike lane to park at the curb, but be sure to yield to oncoming cyclists first and communicate with the turn signal. At intersections, signs and signals alert drivers to look out for people biking in the opposite direction. The third example of neighborhood greenway designs is called an advisory bike lane. These are installed on narrower, two-way streets with no center line. You know the ones, the side streets, where people typically drive down the center of the roadway until they see an oncoming car. When that happens, drivers have to slow down and move to the right to pass each other, and then they move back to the center. Streets with advisory bike lanes work the same way. They just have a continuous dashed line and bike symbols next to the parking lane in each direction. Traffic still flows the same way, with oncoming drivers moving to the right to pass each other. The dashed line just reminds them to check for cyclists in their mirrors and blind spots and to yield before they pull to the right. Marked shared lanes, contraflow bike lanes, and advisory bike lanes are the basic designs for neighborhood greenways in Chicago. These designs improve safety, not just for people biking, but for everyone on the road. They encourage safer driving speeds and improve crossing distances for people walking. This means safer streets for everyone in the community, no matter how you get around. In addition to neighborhood greenways, 3 wider, busier streets are proposed to get dashed or striped bike lanes. These bike lanes are placed between the vehicle travel lane and the parking lane. They are exclusive spaces for people to bike, Cyclists may not always ride down the center of that lane, but prefer to ride further out from parked cars to avoid opening car doors. Be sure not to double park or block the bike lane with your car. This can result in a significant fine. If you're driving and you pass a person biking on any road, please be patient and wait until you can safely pass them with at least 3 feet of space between them and your vehicle. Adding these new bikeways to the Portage Park Community Area will create safer routes for people in the neighborhood, especially families and older adults, to get around. The Complete Streets team is excited about these projects for 2026. You can get more information online at chicago.gov/portagepark. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video.